Straight ahead on CCX News, a council member responds to accusations that he created a culture of hostility.
Nobody came to me, nobody approached me and said, Mark, your questions are inappropriate.
It leads to Brooklyn Park holding a vote on city council conduct. Plus news that will excite runners and bikers. A popular trail could be expanded. But first, swimmers who use the New Hope pool are voicing concern. CCX News starts right now. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. The New Hope City Pool has been around for more than 50 years, but it may be replaced with a new city hall and police station. A new outdoor pool could be built on the current City Hall site, but those plans are uncertain, and residents who use the current pool voice their concerns, as Eric Nelson explains.
Nothing in this project should be done in a rushed way.
For over 5 decades, the New Hope Pool has been a go-to spot for kids, parents, and competitive swimmers.
Well, we swim meter races all summer long, so it's super important to have a meter pool to practice in.
The 50-meter pool is popular because of its size.
There aren't many 50-meter pools in the area anymore.
And is often used for swimming events.
Swim meets and teams, they compete in the summer in 50-meter pools. And I don't think the pool has been marketed properly.
It's so much harder than short course swimming because it's so much longer, so you really have to develop a different strategy, and I think that really helps us in the championship meets.
But there is change on the horizon. The city of New Hope may build a new pool, and it might not resemble the current one.
I saw the designs and I saw somebody wanting to put a lazy river in place of our big, beautiful 50-meter pool that is so versatile and so functional. And I asked myself the question, how did that happen?
The swimming community is making a verbal splash about the possible changes.
I'm hoping that we can save the 50 meters of water.
And they have voiced their concerns to the New Hope City Council.
I really would like the City Council to just pause the forward momentum they have long enough to go back and look at what choices they've made and double check that those are really the right choices.
Keep 50 meters for the competitive side and have a zero depth area and a play area for the community side and make everybody happy all at the same time. That's my hope.
This pool passion is real. Those in support of a 50-meter pool believe it is an asset for the city.
There's also a vision for this pool that is not being, that we see, like there could be Pilates classes and yoga classes and the programming that expands, advertising.
The New Hope Pool will be closing for the season on Sunday, and that could be a bittersweet day for many of the loyal swimmers who have come here over the years, because the pool might be closing for good. In New Hope, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
Again, no decision has been made by the New Hope City Council. Firefighters in Golden Valley were busy this morning responding to a 2-alarm house fire. Crews from as far away as Eden Prairie responded to a home in the 3200 block of Noble Avenue around 7 o'clock Tuesday morning. Golden Valley firefighters were alerted of a loud humming noise coming from an electrical meter. They then found a fire inside a second-floor wall that spread into the basement. The exact cause of the fire is under investigation and nobody was hurt. Former Brooklyn Park Fire Chief Ken Perlman left the city over what has been described by some council members as a culture of hostility. On Monday night, city officials approved a plan that they hope will improve relationships between council members and staff.
Given recent events and increased concern from the community, staff, and several of our council members regarding council conduct and overall council climate, I'm bringing before you this evening a recommendation to take 2 steps to begin to addressing this situation.
Councilmember Mark Maida, who also works as a firefighter, has strongly questioned some of the former chief's actions. But in an interview, Maida says he wasn't overly critical. He says he was trying to get facts when numbers don't seem to match up.
There are things that are happening there that I would say that I have a little more insight to than my colleagues up at council. So somebody might take me going deeper into questioning as maybe harassment, hostile, where I would talk it that I'm asking the more difficult question. And I believe that as a council member, I deserve the answer.
But other council members thought it was too much. And on Monday night, the council approved calling in the League of Minnesota Cities to help identify issues aimed at improving the council climate. The council also agreed to set up a community group that would include city officials and residents to recommend changes to the council's code of conduct.
So they're going to come together with a document that's going to ask people how they should cooperate. I didn't sign up on council to make friends. I signed up on council to do what the taxpayers who voted me in asked me to do. and that's what I'm doing.
Others believe improvements in council relationships are needed.
I believe that for all of us that took this code of conduct in January, we owe our residents, we owe our staff, we owe you as the city manager to watch this group abide by that code of conduct. And to do anything less than that is selling our community short.
The working group is expected to have recommendations for the full council to consider by the end of next month. It is filing deadline day for candidates interested in running for Golden Valley City Council and several area school board seats. In Golden Valley, 4 people have filed to run for 2 open city council seats. That includes incumbent Larry Faunist. Another council member whose term expires, Andy Snope, is not running for re-election. There will also be several school board seats on the ballot this fall. In the Hopkins School District, 5 candidates are running for 3 open seats. In the Wayzata School District, there are 3 seats up for election. Just 3 candidates have filed, all of them incumbents. The Three Rivers Parks District is one step closer to expanding the Rush Creek Regional Trail. The Park District recently acquired a 10-acre property in Maple Grove that will be used to extend the trail. Currently, it goes from the Elm Creek Park Reserve to the Coon Rapids Dam. The future trail will extend farther west along the Mississippi River, linking up Elm Creek Park to Crow-Hassan Park near Rogers.
We're trying to make as many connections as we can with our trail system. We have about 150 miles currently, and we're trying to connect people to nature, to our parks, to other trails, trying to make other connections trail to trail so people can make loops.
However, this project could take some time. Officials say it could take up to 30 years to complete. That's because the Three Rivers Park District has to buy up land when it becomes available. Road construction is everywhere, and that includes a busy stretch of Maple Grove. Hennepin County is repaving more than a mile of Elm Creek Boulevard from Hemlock Lane north to Grove Drive. The work will be done primarily during the overnight hours. At least 1 lane will be open in each direction. The project is expected to wrap up on Thursday. The Brooklyn Park Police Department is helping to reel in funds for Special Olympics.
We're baiting hooks, we're getting people out there fishing, and we're making memories.
Brooklyn Park Police teamed up with 10 Special Olympic athletes to go fishing. The athletes train all year in a variety of competitive events. However, fishing is not something they typically do. Organizers say the event provides a unique opportunity to bridge the gap between people with disabilities and police.
They can see that we're here to help. I hope that the kids build good, long-lasting relationship with these police officers, and I hope they keep coming back year after year after year. And I hope that they take up fishing. I hope that fishing becomes part of their repertoire.
This was the first time the event was held. The police are also fundraising for Special Olympics. We put a link on our webpage, ccxmedia.org, if you'd like to help out and donate. Well, you may have heard a lot about the approaching solar eclipse, but up next, local eye doctors have tips on proper viewing. Plus, the Maple Grove girls soccer team is loaded with talent as they aim for their first state tournament appearance. That's coming up in sports. But first, it could be a Wednesday washout. There is a chance for thunderstorms. Some of them could be heavy. On Monday, millions of Americans will look to the skies to witness a rare solar eclipse. Minnesota is not one of the states that will get to see the full eclipse, which is why local optometrists say people need to be careful next week. In today's Health Check, Delane Cleveland has tips on how to safely view this rare solar phenomenon.
This is such a rare occurrence. It can be maybe a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
On August 21st at 11:43 a.m., many Minnesotans will have their eye to the sky, hoping to catch a glimpse of the solar eclipse.
A solar eclipse occurs when the moon moves between the Earth and the sun, blocks the sun's light, and cast a shadow on the Earth.
Unfortunately, Minnesota isn't in the path of totality, which means that we won't get to see the full solar eclipse where the sky gets dark.
We will see a partial eclipse, so we'll see the moon block part of the sun, but we will not see the total eclipse.
According to Dr. Tina McCarty of the Eye Care Center in Maple Grove, trying to view that partial eclipse can be a risky move if you're not careful. If you try looking at the partial eclipse without a specialized viewer, the exposed sun rays could harm your retina.
The retina is the delicate tissue on the back of the eye that actually visualizes the image and interprets it for the brain, so the brain knows what it's looking at. It can actually fry that retina.
Frying the retina could result in permanent blindness. In this case, normal sunglasses won't even do the job. People should only view the eclipse using glasses with a special filter. But Dr. McCarty cautions that not all filters are made equally.
We're looking for this ISO 12312-2. That means that solar filter has met the safety requirements for direct observation of the sun.
Besides this number, there's one other key way to check. If you put the glasses on, you shouldn't be able to see anything.
Delane, can you see my hand waving?
I see nothing.
How about that bright light?
Barely. And if you're thinking of viewing the eclipse through a camera or telescopic lens, don't.
Light risk and the rays are compounded by looking through a binocular, a camera, a telescope, any type of device like that. Even if your solar viewers are on, it would not be safe.
A few important tips to enjoy a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
When we are lucky enough to even experience part of an eclipse, it's a great opportunity.
In Maple Grove, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
The Eye Care Center in Maple Grove is giving away pairs of safe solar glasses while supplies last. Still ahead, a British invasion coming to Golden Valley. But first, Champlin Park's volleyball team will shoot for high goals this season despite graduating the state's best player. John Jacobson is in next.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. Champlin Park has become one of the better volleyball programs in the state the past few years. Rebels were state class 3A runner-up last fall. As Jay Wilcox reports, Rebels will be looking to stay on top this season despite having some new faces in the lineup.
First things first, who is not here at Champlin Park tryouts? Sydney Hilly, one of the best high school players in Minnesota history, graduated and is now at the University of Wisconsin.
City is hard to replace, but together we just gotta work together as a team to make a better impression together.
You don't replace her. You know, we had 5 seniors that were great. We're gonna miss them all. As far as replacing what Sydney physically did on the court, you don't do it. You just move things around, and you have to find what works best for you, what your strengths are this year, and no different than any other year. But yeah, it's a little bit different gap to fill than maybe some other teams had to fill.
The good news, there is plenty of talent returning for the Rebels. There is also an unexpected returner. Head coach John Junker resigned after last season to take an assistant coaching job at the University of North Dakota. It wasn't the right fit for Junker, and since the Champlin Park job hadn't been filled yet, he was glad to come back and continue coaching the Rebels.
The timing just wasn't right to be up there as far as certain things, and timing was still open to be here. And again, being in this program for 6 previous seasons and still have the opportunity to come back, I kind of jumped at that chance.
Yeah, we were really excited. It was kind of shocking right away, especially like when we heard he was leaving. That was really scary, but then when he said he was coming back, we knew we were pretty set for this season, so we're good.
As far as players, the Rebels returned 5 who were at least part-time starters. They're led by Wisconsin recruit Izzy Ashburn, a dynamite setter who will also do some hitting this season. She's one of the best players in the Metro. Outside hitter Emma Schmidt will get plenty of chances and will set some also. Captains Katie Weimer-Skirch and Bree Gore help provide a strong defense. This should still be a very good team.
We have a lot of returners, so we know each other very well. And everyone's been working really hard in the off season, so I know we're going to come out very strong, and I'm really excited.
We'll see if Champlin Park can stay on top this fall. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
The Rebels have scrimmages scheduled in Eagan on Friday and Chaska on Saturday. They'll start the season on August 26th at the Breakdown Sports Side-Out Classic at the Lindbergh Center in Minnetonka. The Maple Grove girls soccer team had an excellent season in 2016, but one that ended in frustration. The Crimson lost in overtime to Centennial in the Section 5AA final. Maple Grove looks to be as good or better this fall. They lost just 4 players to graduation and have good talent and depth. Although the injury bug is hit early, this could be a special season.
I think the team is going to be really good this year. We have a lot of girls competing for the varsity team, a lot of new up-and-coming like freshmen and sophomores that are coming up and being looked at for the varsity team. So I think, you know, we have some very good new players coming up, and then we have our returners that will make a really good team this year.
Maple Grove is led by Meredith Hawkinson, a University of Michigan recruit who was named Gatorade Minnesota Player of the Year last season. All-state honorable mention pick Maddie Rada anchors the defense, while high-scoring Manon McMahon and Florida International recruit Mia Omar are also elite players. Not only did Maple Grove fall just short of the state a year ago, they've never made the state tournament.
After last year, it's really our goal to be in the state tournament. I mean, it's something our program has been striving for a long time, and we haven't, like Maple Grove Crimson Girls Soccer has never been there yet. And so I think like this team in this year is a very good situation for us to hopefully be able to go through.
You know, it's been a driving point for a long time, but last year was a little bit stiffer with, losing late, losing in overtime, and then the way we lost. So that's one that's in the back of everybody's mind is we don't want to be close.
Maple Grove opens the season at home against Champlin Park August 24th. That's all for sports. Back to you, Mike.
All right, John, thank you very much. Up next, a British invasion that may excite car lovers. We'll be right back. Finally, the 9th annual Royal British Car Show comes to the Jaguar dealership in Golden Valley on Saturday, and organizers say they expect 60 to 70 classic British cars from owners and car clubs across the Twin Cities to turn out.
The whole range of British cars. We'll have Morgans, we'll have Minis, there even might be some TVRs. There'll be the MGs, of course, the Healeys, of course.
The cars will be judged at noon, and all the proceeds from food and beverage sales goes to the Courage Kenny Center. And there may even be a few surprises.
And we expect, actually on Saturday, if the weather's good, to have about 8 Aston Martins here. And very rare Aston Martins. That's the first time we've done that.
The show starts at 9 a.m. at the Jaguar dealership in Golden Valley and goes till noon. That'll do it. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you back here again Wednesday starting at 4.